Flying might feel routine. You check in, breeze through security, board the plane, buckle up, and wait for takeoff. But beneath the calm voice of the captain, the polite smiles of the flight crew, and that warm cup of in-flight coffee, lies an entire hidden world above the clouds. Welcome to Fly Global, where we uncover the secrets, the stories, and the surprising truths that airlines never announce. Today, we're revealing 15 flight secrets you were never supposed to know. So buckle up, because after this, you'll never look at air travel the same way again. Number 1. Why cabin lights really dim. Ever wondered why the lights go low during takeoff and landing? It's not for the vibe, it's for your safety. In case of an emergency, dimmed lighting helps your eyes adjust to the outside world instantly. That quiet adjustment could save seconds, and those seconds could save lives. Clara, a 72-year-old flying American Airlines to visit her grandchildren in Phoenix, recalled being momentarily disoriented during a rough night landing. If those lights hadn't been dimmed, I don't think I could have found the exit signs as quickly, she said. Flight attendants undergo specific training where they practice evacuating in pitch darkness and lighted environments. The more your eyes are acclimated to emergency lighting, the quicker you can react in case of fire or engine malfunction. It's a quiet design choice that could save your life. Number 2. Yes, planes fly with broken parts. Scary? Maybe. Illegal? Not at all. Every plane uses a document called the Minimum Equipment List, MEL. It defines what must be operational and what can legally be out of order, such as reading lights, galley coffee makers, or entertainment screens. David, 58, flying on Delta, found his seat's entertainment system wasn't working. The flight attendant said it was listed on the MEL. I'd never heard of that before, but she explained it calmly, and I just grabbed a book. MELs vary across aircraft types and airlines. On some regional jets with fewer amenities, something like a broken PA speaker could ground the aircraft. But on a larger aircraft with backups, it's acceptable. That flexibility is why you may find certain features disabled even on major carriers like American or United. Number 3. Hidden sleeping pods for crew. Some long-haul aircraft have hidden compartments above or below the cabin where crew members rest. These compact bunk areas allow pilots and flight attendants to sleep during long stretches, crucial for their alertness and performance. On a United flight to London, Joe and Linda, both in their late 60s, struck up a conversation with a flight attendant who mentioned she was headed to the upstairs nap cave. They were shocked when she showed them a nearly invisible hatch above the galley. These secret bunks are regulated and often contain 4 to 8 beds with privacy curtains, lights, and even oxygen masks. Boeing 777s, 787s, and Airbus A350s commonly include them on international routes. Number 4. Oxygen masks only work for 15 minutes. You've seen the safety demo, but those masks only provide 12 to 15 minutes of oxygen. That's by design. The pilot only needs a few minutes to descend to a breathable altitude. Carol, a retired nurse and frequent flyer on JetBlue, explained to her son, "You have just seconds before you start to feel foggy. Get the mask on first. You can help others after." Hypoxia sets in within 20 seconds at cruising altitudes. Airlines train crew to prioritize speed in emergencies. Planes like the Boeing 737 can descend from 35,000 feet to 10,000 feet in under 4 minutes. Number 5. The water might be contaminated. Water tanks on planes aren't cleaned often. That means the tap water used for coffee, tea, or washing hands might contain bacteria, including E. coli. Charles, 65, drank tea on a Southwest flight and felt sick the next day. The clinic nurse asked if I'd had water on a plane. I couldn't believe it. EPA inspections of U.S. airlines have repeatedly found bacteria in potable water supplies. Many flight attendants bring their own bottled water, and you should too. Number 6. Pilots are allowed to nap mid-flight. Yes, really. On long international flights, pilots take turns sleeping while the aircraft is on autopilot. It's called controlled rest, and it's a standard safety procedure. On a Hawaiian Airlines flight to Honolulu, middle-aged couple Tina and Greg were nervous flyers. When the flight attendant explained that, yes, one pilot might be napping, but the plane's under constant monitoring, they felt reassured. "It's better than a sleepy captain," Tina said. The Federal Aviation Administration allows controlled rest on the flight deck, as long as it's properly managed and documented. On ultra-long-haul flights like those operated by United from San Francisco to Singapore, there are typically 3 to 4 pilots on board. Airlines such as Qantas, Emirates, and American Airlines rotate their pilots for rest in dedicated sleeping quarters. This helps prevent fatigue-related errors and ensures alertness during critical phases of flight. Number 7. Airplane mode is about communication, not crashing. One phone won't crash a plane, but hundreds of devices trying to connect to ground towers can disrupt pilot communications. Lenny, 60, flying Frontier to Denver, forgot to switch his phone to airplane mode. The crew reminded me kindly and said it helps the pilots focus. I always thought it was just airline paranoia. The Federal Aviation Administration requires that personal electronic devices not interfere with onboard navigation and communication systems. While most modern planes are shielded, there's still a risk of signal interference during takeoff and landing. In 2017, a JetBlue pilot reported difficulty hearing air traffic control due to a burst of static, later traced back to dozens of phones still searching for service. Number 8. Lavatories can be opened from the outside. You're not as alone there as you think. Every airplane bathroom has a hidden external latch, usually behind the lavatory sign. Janet, 66, learned this while on a Spirit Airlines flight after a teen locked himself in during turbulence. They popped that door like a cabinet, she laughed. Who knew? These latches are part of Federal Aviation Administration safety requirements. If a passenger becomes incapacitated or if there's suspected misconduct, the crew needs immediate access. On Delta and American aircraft, flight attendants are trained to discreetly unlock doors if necessary. This feature is rarely discussed, but is standard across all commercial aircraft. Number 9. Crew watch you closely when you board. That friendly hello from the flight attendant? It's more than a greeting. Crew members are trained to scan passengers for red flags. Walter, 71, was seated early during boarding and noticed a flight attendant pause near a disoriented passenger on an Alaska Airlines flight. She kept an eye on him the whole time. Turns out he had motion sickness and needed help later. She caught it fast. Flight attendants are taught to assess passengers in under 3 seconds. At Southwest, they're trained to spot anyone who looks physically strong enough to help in an emergency, or anyone who appears distressed, intoxicated, or belligerent. The first impression they form can impact how they assign emergency exit rows or manage conflicts during the flight. Number 10. Not all seats are equally safe. Statistics suggest that rear seats have slightly higher survival rates in crashes. Linda, 62, always picks row 29 when flying Southwest. I read somewhere it's safer back there. I'm not a nervous flyer, just cautious. A Time investigation analyzing 35 years of Federal Aviation Administration crash data found that passengers seated in the rear third of the aircraft had a 69% survival rate compared to 56% for those in the front. That doesn't guarantee safety, but airlines like Allegiant and JetBlue strategically assign exit rows based on balancing both survivability and operational efficiency. Number 11. Planes get hit by lightning. Modern aircraft are built to withstand lightning strikes, and they get struck about once per year. George, 56, was flying American Airlines from Atlanta when a loud pop startled the cabin. Turns out it was lightning. The pilot casually explained it, like it was normal. That calmed everyone down. The last fatal lightning strike on a commercial aircraft was in 1967. Today's planes, including those in Delta's fleet of Airbus A321s and Boeing 737s, use lightning diversion technology. The aluminum skin or conductive carbon fiber mesh safely disperses electricity around the cabin and out through static wicks at the tail. Number 12. Cabin air is recycled, but filtered. You're breathing a mix of fresh and recycled air, filtered through HEPA filters. During flu season, 68-year-old Marie from Chicago wears a mask every flight. I don't care what people think. I don't want what seat 14 be left behind. These filters are used in hospitals and filter out 99.97% of airborne particles. Aircraft from JetBlue to American's newer A321neos use this system. Air inside the cabin is fully refreshed every 2 to 3 minutes, far more often than in office buildings. While not germ-proof, it greatly reduces viral load. Still, wiping your tray and wearing a mask remains smart. Number 13. Tray tables are dirtier than the toilets. Tray tables are rarely cleaned between flights. Studies have found more bacteria on tray tables than in the airplane bathrooms. Retired teacher Rose, 70, carries sanitizing wipes in her carry-on every time. That tray is not touching my snack until I wipe it down. In a 2019 CBC study, tray tables had an average of 2,155 colony-forming bacteria units per square inch, more than lavatory flush buttons. Airlines like Alaska and Delta stepped up cleaning after COVID, but not every flight gets a deep scrub. Flight attendants often advise passengers, if it touches your mouth, wipe it down first. Number 14. Overbooked flights aren't a mistake. Airlines overbook flights on purpose, betting that a few people won't show up. Harold, 59, was bumped from a United flight despite arriving on time. They offered $500, but I had a wedding to get to. Never again without a seat confirmation. U.S. airlines like Delta and Southwest rely on algorithms that track no-show patterns by route, day, and even season. If all passengers arrive, they may offer vouchers or rebookings. Federal law allows involuntary bumping, though compensation is capped. Knowing your rights under DOT rules and checking in early improves your odds of staying on board. Number 15. There's a protocol for deaths mid-flight. If someone dies during a flight, the body is often moved to an empty row and covered with a blanket. On a Delta red-eye from Seattle, a 78-year-old passenger passed away in their sleep. The crew handled it with so much grace, recalled Judy, a retired social worker. Quiet, respectful, calm. You'd barely know anything had happened. The Federal Aviation Administration requires flight attendants to treat the deceased with dignity. Most aircraft lack refrigeration or morgue space. On ultra-long-haul flights operated by Emirates or Singapore Airlines, some jets carry corpse kits. But in most cases, the deceased remain in their seat or are moved to an empty row. If you're wondering, yes, other passengers are still seated nearby. There's a whole hidden world behind every commercial flight, from secret sleeping pods to lightning strikes to recycled air. The truth is, flying is safe, but it's full of untold stories. At Fly Global, we believe smarter travelers are safer, calmer, and better prepared. If this opened your eyes, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below with the secret that shocked you the most. Safe travels, and maybe bring wipes for that tray table.